We have an anonymous woman who would be in her 40s right now who says that she was just a high schooler working to make a little extra money as a babysitter when she was targeted by Sean Diddy Combs. Now,
Diddy's time behind bars is anything but glamorous, and it seems like the weight of his reality is finally sinking in. Starting the year with a mental breakdown that shocked everyone, the man once known for his untouchable empire is now crumbling before our eyes. His name, once synonymous with power and excess, now evokes whispers of scandal and shame. And let's be real, nobody feels sorry for him. The proof? It's damning. Inmates are snitching left and right, spilling every dirty little secret they can about Diddy's alleged behavior, both inside and outside those prison walls. Rumors of bribes and hush money? They're unraveling. Courtroom insiders reveal no bails have been approved, leaving Diddy trapped in his own personal nightmare. His reputation has officially hit rock bottom, even with his most loyal fans jumping ship faster than you can say bad boy for life. And then came the bombshell. Bishop T.D. Jakes, a man known for calling it as he sees it, has stepped forward with revelations that could seal Diddy's fate for good.
T.D. Jakes is a homosexual and he has defiled. He has used boys willingly and against their will. He will battle in court. He will battle the press.
It's simple. For years, Diddy lived like there were no consequences. Extravagant parties, controversial dealings, and a trail of accusations that most people thought would never catch up to him. But we're not buying the Tears of Redemption act. We've seen too many stories of people in power exploiting their privilege and then trying to rewrite the narrative when karma finally hits.
To T.D. Jakes, his name's been trending all day and videos have been resurfacing in regards to him not only being a power bottom.
The stakes couldn't be higher. If what T.D. Jakes has to say holds up in court, it's game over for Diddy. Not just his freedom, but his legacy, his brand, and whatever sliver of dignity he's clinging to. This isn't just a fall from grace, it's a public reckoning. And honestly, this time, people aren't rooting for a comeback. Because here's the thing, Diddy is the cautionary tale this generation doesn't want to repeat. The toxic mix of unchecked power, unearned forgiveness, and a belief that you're above the law. And now, he's finally paying the price. Let's face it, Diddy's name has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons lately. But here's the twist no one saw coming. His connection to none other than Bishop T.D. Jakes. Yeah, that T.D. Jakes, the powerhouse behind the Potter's House megachurch, and a name that carries serious weight in the religious and spiritual community. Turns out this dynamic duo might not be as squeaky clean as Jakes' sermons make him out to be.
You know, he's been at these freak-offs, he's at Diddy's gay parties, and there's tapes involved. He's been doing things with people and basically just being and presenting as a hypocrite, and that he's actually not as religious as he claims. And
Jakes, who's known for blending his faith with personal stories that hit deep, had a scary moment recently when he collapsed mid-sermon during a Sunday service. It was a shocking scene. Jakes muttered, "Oh Lord, my strength, my Redeemer, let them go in peace," before dropping the mic, quite literally. While everyone's been worried about his health, a new revelation has thrown his reputation into a whirlwind. You see, Jakes isn't just a pastor, he's the pastor. The kind who commands stadiums, drops books that dominate bestseller lists, and has followers hanging on his every word. But with great power comes, well, complicated relationships, and his ties to Diddy are raising more eyebrows than ever. Here's the deal. Diddy, who's been drowning in lawsuits, federal probes, and allegations of AB, allegedly leaned on Jakes to help clean up his tarnished image. According to a producer's lawsuit filed earlier this year, Jakes reportedly used his influence in public and religious spaces to shield Diddy from the heat of these allegations. Let's not forget, Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, didn't just accuse him of A, she brought up ST, AT, and a whole lot more. And somehow, Jakes' name is now caught up in all this mess. T.D. Jakes isn't just being casually mentioned in Diddy's controversies. He's named in Rodney Jones's $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, alongside a laundry list of other big names. The lawsuit accuses Diddy of conditioning, S misconduct, and even T, and it doesn't stop there. It claims that Jakes was someone who allegedly helped soften the fallout for Diddy.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap-on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. We're going to pray on it, praise the Lord,
This isn't just a bad PR day for Jakes. It's a full-blown scandal. The lawsuit connects him to some of the entertainment industry's darkest allegations, dragging his reputation from the pulpit straight into the courtroom. And if you thought it couldn't get any messier, think again. This case also name-drops Cassie, Prince Harry, and even Young Miami. For someone who built his brand on faith and redemption, being tangled up in a lawsuit this explosive could mean the end of T.D. Jakes we thought we knew. The walls are closing in on Bishop T.D. Jakes, the iconic megachurch pastor whose name has been caught in a whirlwind of controversy lately. But instead of standing firm on his pulpit, he's diving headfirst into a legal strategy that's raising more questions than answers. Jakes' lawyer, Dustin Pooch, is now on a mission to subpoena YouTube's parent company, Google, in a bid to expose the identities of 4 account holders who allegedly spread AI-generated information about him. These accounts, based in South Africa, the Philippines, and Kenya, are accused of spinning wild narratives linking Jakes to explosive allegations surrounding Sean Combs. While Pooch is framing this as a fight against the misuse of artificial intelligence, industry whispers suggest that there might be more at play than just a pastor trying to clear his name. Let's connect the dots. Since Diddy's legal troubles exploded, first with the lawsuit from Cassie Ventura alleging A and ST, and later with the series of jaw-dropping civil suits, Jakes' name has been dragged into the fray. The pastor's historical association with Diddy, paired with mounting public scrutiny, has turned the heat up on this once untouchable reputation. But instead of addressing the speculation head-on, Jakes' legal team is reportedly chasing shadows, focusing on AI-driven videos and alleged creators in far-off countries. Sure, some of these videos feature cringe-worthy thumbnails of celebrities in compromising positions and voices generated by AI. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Why is Jake so desperate to scrub these whispers off the airwaves? Here's where it gets even messier. Sources in the indie legal scene are buzzing about Jakes' possibility, trying to strike a deal to avoid his name being further tainted. Rumor has it, the pastor could step forward as a witness in ongoing investigations, spilling dirt on Diddy's inner circle, while ensuring he walks away with his reputation, and perhaps his church empire intact. Apart from pulling the AI card to combat misinformation, Bishop T.D. Jakes is now embroiled in another firestorm, this time a direct and personal accusation. The celebrity pastor has filed a defamation lawsuit against fellow pastor Dwayne Youngblood, who made shocking claims during an appearance on the Larry Reed Live podcast. Youngblood alleged that Jakes tried to essay him when he was just 18 or 19 years old, accusing the bishop of conditioning behavior and unwanted physical advances, including attempts to kiss and hug him forcibly.
Friends, Bishop T.D. Jakes has filed a defamation lawsuit against fellow pastor Dwayne Youngblood.
If that wasn't enough, Youngblood's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, reportedly sent Jakes a $6 million demand to resolve the matter quickly and quietly. But Jakes isn't playing ball. Instead, he's taken a public stand, stating that he's not bowing to what he calls a blatant smear campaign. According to Jakes' legal team, this lawsuit aims to bring this scheme to a halt and protect not just his reputation, but the integrity of his ministry. They said, this lawsuit is intended to bring that scheme to a halt, Jakes' team wrote in the suit, to end the extreme emotional, physical, and spiritual toll defendant's conduct has caused Bishop Jakes, to set the record straight so the world understands the patent falsity of the accusations, and to restore Bishop Jakes' reputation. Bishop Jakes believes with all his heart that actual victims of SA should be treated with the utmost respect, kindness, empathy, and sympathy, and that true perpetrators of such A should be held accountable for their actions, the filing stated. But that is not the case here. Youngblood has sued and AB'd the might of a social media and the legal process to make knowingly false accusations for his own personal and financial gain. Here's where things take a darker turn. Jakes' lawsuit isn't just about defending himself, it's also a counterattack. His legal team revealed that Dwayne Youngblood is a registered S offender in Pennsylvania, with a criminal history involving the SA of at least 2 teenage boys. Youngblood pleaded guilty to those charges years ago, though now he claims to be reformed and even authored a book titled Freedom from Homosexuality. Jakes' camp argues that these allegations are knowingly false and part of a calculated effort by Youngblood to secure financial gain. They assert that this isn't about justice. It's about a man with a history of AB leveraging scandal for profit. This legal drama erupted just days after Bishop Jakes suffered a medical emergency during a Sunday service. His team has confirmed that he's recovering and undergoing tests to rule out a stroke. but the timing has raised eyebrows. Some speculate that the stress of Youngblood's allegations took a toll on Jakes' health, while others whisper that the incident may have been a calculated move to garner public sympathy amid the storm of accusations. With lawsuits flying, health concerns looming, and his reputation hanging in the balance, TD Jakes finds himself in uncharted waters. On one hand, he's taking a bold stand against what he calls baseless allegations and attempts to exploit his name. On the other, whispers about his alleged attempts to silence critics are growing louder. As for Diddy, let's just say the walls are closing in fast, and no amount of influence can save him now. The courtroom battle for Sean Combs has taken another shocking turn as his legal team files a motion demanding full access to explicit freak-off videos central to the government's case against him. The former music mogul facing charges of racketeering conspiracy, ST, and transportation to engage in P claims these tapes will clear his name. His team argues that without access to electronic copies of the footage, they cannot adequately prepare his defense, a violation of due process, they say.
Affiliated companies in these lawsuits, because we can't forget that prosecutors in the Southern District of New York say that Combs was using the employees, the resources, and the influence of his multifaceted business empire to further a criminal enterprise. That is the main allegation in the indictment that he's currently facing.
At the heart of this motion are explicit videos that prosecutors allege depict coercion, manipulation, and which are the key evidence supporting the serious charges Combs faces. However, his defense team paints a starkly different picture. According to them, the tapes show consensual adult interactions, devoid of the alleged coercion, incapacitation, or D-use. The tapes, they claim, are nothing more than proof of Combs' personal preferences, a lifestyle his attorneys argue is being unfairly demonized. But the details only grow more twisted. The defense has named Cassandra Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend and one of his most prominent accusers, as a participant in the tapes. Ventura, who filed a separate lawsuit against Combs in 2023, alleging over a decade of AB, including R, settled her case within a day. Now Combs' legal team claims these tapes show Ventura as a willing participant who was dominant and in control, rather than a victim. In an aggressive and controversial argument, Combs' lawyers accuse prosecutors of perpetuating outdated, puritanical stereotypes of female victimhood. They claim the government is trying to frame Ventura as a powerless victim of coercion, despite evidence that suggests otherwise. The government's theory that Ventura was coerced into S activity perpetuates stereotypes of female victimhood and lack of agency, Combs' teams argues. The prosecution reflects a paternalistic view of that the government is here to protect women who cannot be trusted to make their own decisions about S and are not capable of consenting to S that the prosecutors view as outside the norm. By portraying the videos as consensual and even enjoyable, the defense argues that the government is creating a false narrative to secure a conviction. The motion emphasizes that Ventura provided the footage herself and that these tapes were not discovered in any of Combs' properties, challenging the prosecution's claims that the footage was used as collateral to control participants. According to the circus, is the bizarre revelation of the thousands of bottles of baby oil reportedly found during raids of Combs' homes. Prosecutors allege these were supplies for his infamous S parties, where participants were coerced or threatened into compliance. Combs' defense has mocked this claim, with one lawyer quipping that the sheer volume of baby oil was akin to a bulk purchase from Costco, an assertion the retailer has publicly denied. However, prosecutors argue that these seemingly trivial details are evidence of a well-oiled machine of exploitation, one in which employees were tasked with maintaining an environment designed to trap and control participants. Combs' teams insist, saying, there are no secret cameras, no orgies, no other celebrities involved, no underground tunnels, no minors, and not so much as a hint of coercion or violence. Combs' defense believes these tapes are the key to dismantling the prosecution's case. The motion declares, far from the government's lurid descriptions, the videos show adults having consensual S, plain and simple, exclaims a letter from the incarcerated Bad Boy Records founder's defense team sent Tuesday morning to Judge Arun Subramanian. At bottom, this case is about whether victim 1 was or was not a willing participant in her private S life with Mr. Combs. The video confirms that she plainly was. There is no evidence of any violence, coercion, threats, or manipulation whatsoever. The somewhat redacted correspondence adds of the self-described, quite dark and grainy S-tapes as it seeks to have a protective order modified in regards to the videos. There is no evidence that anyone is incapacitated or under the influence of Ds, or excessive alcohol consumption. There is certainly no evidence of ST, but the defense says they need the tapes in electronic form to fully analyze and present their exculpatory value. Without them, Combs' team argues, the government is hampering his ability to mount a meaningful defense. This motion is just the latest chapter in a legal battle that has already captivated public attention. Since Combs' arrest in September at a Manhattan hotel, the case has only grown more sensational. Over 30 individuals, women, men, and children at the time of the alleged crimes, have come forward with lawsuits against the ex-mogul, claiming years of AB and exploitation. Ventura's lawsuit, though settled, remains a cornerstone of the case against Combs. Her allegations of R and A over more than a decade have cast a long shadow, with the government relying on her testimony and the tapes she provided as critical evidence. For Combs, the stakes couldn't be higher. Without bail, since his arrest, he awaits a May trial that could determine not only his freedom, but the legacy of a man who once reigned as a cultural icon. As the courtroom drama unfolds, the fight over these tapes could become a pivotal moment in Combs' defense. Are they, as his lawyer insists, proof of consensual relationships that dismantle the government's case? Or are they, as prosecutors allege, damning evidence of a man who used his power and influence to exploit others for decades? One thing is certain, this case isn't just about Diddy. It's about power, privilege, and the lengths to which the justice system will go to hold someone accountable or to let them walk free. With every motion filed and every revelation uncovered, the tension only grows, setting the stage for a trial that promises to be as explosive as the allegations themselves.